What is up, guys? It's your boy Rick Gakis, and today we have a brand new Xur Inventory review for the weekend of October 25th to the 28th, and so let's get started. Now, first things first, Xur is going to be in the same place in the tower he always is since his update in the final shape. Alright, let's take a look at what he has. Firstly, for the catalyst here, we have the Darcy catalyst. Darcy's not very good at all, but apparently it is getting buffed, so that's something to consider. And the Mida Multitool Catalyst. Now, the reason you would get this, again, not that insane of a catalyst, but this was previously only acquirable through PvP, so a lot of people still don't have this. Now, after that, for the exotics, we have the Guizen Vest here, and with 64, man, not that interested in that. Then we have a 65 Dune Marchers with a big intellect and mobility spike. Well, those are the two stats the Titan does not want. Then we've got a Prometheum Spur, 62, a lot of mobility. All three of these are extremely mid, if not bad. And then, thankfully, we do have exotic class items up for sale. Now, after that, we do actually have some Artifice Armor for sale, guys. And this is kind of a big deal. Previously, you could only get Artifice Armor from Master Difficulty dungeons, and then they added it to competitive PvP. So a lot of people are lacking on Artifice Armor, and this is actually a pretty decent role here. Like, you have a big Resilience spike being featured, followed up by another big Strength spike, and if you're playing a Titan, there's a ton of good Titan melee builds that want Strength. You also have a bit of Recovery and then Intellect. Yeah, it could be a bit better, but it could also be a lot worse. If you're someone who does not have a lot of Artifice Armor, this could be a really good pickup. Remember, you unlock that extra Artifice slot that gives you +3 in whatever stat you want. It can often be the difference maker in having a 99 stat go to 100, right? So definitely consider getting this. Let's check the extra offer. It's just going to be legendary engrams. Now, moving on to the weaponry. For the exotics, we have the Wardcliff Coil, which absolutely spanks the servitor boss in the new dungeon. Spanks it so hard it might crash your game, but that's another topic. Then we have the Trinity Ghoul with the Catalyst. This is unreal for ad clearing. We do have the Cerberus +1, which did get a bit of a rework very recently. And then lastly, we have the Hawkmoon here with Hip Fire Grip. Yeah, not too interested in that one. Now, as for the other weapons here, we have a Zen Moment Headseeker Cold Denial. This is, to be honest, with Ricochet rounds to improve the stats here, this is actually a pretty good roll. Zen Moment plus Headseeker on a high impact frame is disgusting because, you know, it's going to give you those more consistent 2 burst kills. And yeah, that's actually a pretty good PvP roll. Then we have the Nature of the Beast with Under Pressure Demo, no thank you. Arsenic Bite with Explosive Head, which is fantastic, but you can get Rampage in this slot, which is 10 times better. Then we have a Auto-Loading Shield Disorient 7 Seraph, no thank you. We have, honestly, this is really good. Clown Cartridge to massively improve the magazine size, plus Focused Fury on the Sail Spy pitch class. Well, if you don't have like a good linear or a good arc linear, this is a really great pickup. Like, this is a fantastic roll here. You even have an increase to magazine size here with enhanced battery. Yeah, this is just a very good roll. Honestly, really consider picking this up if you don't have a better linear. Moving on from there, like, because this is for PvE DPS linear. This is very good. Then we have a Tireless Blade Incandescent just in case. I mean, these actually do somewhat go together here, but I mean, when you're really using an ad clearing specific sword, it's okay. It's okay. And then for the Titan exclusive one, Flash Counter plus Vorpal Weapon, I mean, not terrible. Flash Counter can weaken and Vorpal provide a bit more damage, but you can definitely get some better rolls on this thing. Now, for the armor, let's check the rarity of the Genshin Impact set on Light.gg. Alright, so this set was originally added back in Season 1, but was re-added in Season 15, and it's a fairly common set with over 40% of Guardians having access to this very helmet. Does look cool though, so definitely consider buying it and just dismantling for transmog purposes. Now, for the actual rolls here, we have 66 on the gauntlets with recovery being the key stat. It's okay for the Titan. Whoa, if you need strength, this is actually insane. 30 strength followed up by a little bit of resilience. Really actually not that bad of a piece if, again, you are needing strength for a Titan melee build, and there's a lot of good Titan melee builds in the game. After that, for the helmet, well, if you like 30 strength, but instead for some reason want 30 mobility on your Titan, this is the helmet for you. Unfortunately, Titans really don't want mobility very often. And then lastly, for the legs here, resilience being featured, then discipline, but 61 overall is not that good of a stat. Let's check the Warlock. So for the Warlock, first of all, let's check that Artifice piece. Well, 62, bunch of resilience, not that great of a piece. Nowhere near as good as the Titan's Artifice Armor, to be honest. Then checking the rest of the stuff, for the sword, thresh counterattack, no thank you. And for the armor, we have a 64 here with way too much mobility in my opinion, no thanks. 66 with a massive 30 resilience followed up by strength. This is actually a really good piece. Like, you're still going to want 100 resilience in PvE simply because it's damage resistance. So this is actually a really good chest piece right here. And then we've got 67, massive number here. Unfortunately, a little too much mobility. You do have strength. Like, if you do want strength, if you do want to be using your melee, you could consider it. 67 is super, super high, but again, too much mobility in my opinion. And then 65, this is an excellent piece. Massive recovery, which is your class ability regen, followed up by a little bit of discipline. Then we do have intellect, which, you know, having a little bit of intellect really isn't the worst thing. Gonna recharge your super more often. Definitely could be a bit better, but again, like, that's a huge recovery spike right here. 65 overall. These are some pretty darn good legs. All right, let's move on to the Hunter. All right, for the Hunter, first of all, for the Artifice piece, whoa, 64, massive resilience, followed up by discipline, a little bit of intellect, a little bit of strength. This is actually a really good piece. Like, again, like, you're missing out on the mobility for sure for the Hunter. This would be even better on the Titan if you had these stats, but you still want resilience as the Hunter in PvE, and getting this Artifice piece. Like, if I had the strange coins, I might actually get the strange coins and come back and buy this weekend. This is really not a bad piece, especially if you are someone who is lacking good armor, and especially good Artifice armor, right? Now, as for the other stuff here for the sword, Thresh One for All, not really that amazing. You really want Assassin's Blade. Then for the other armor, okay, 67. Recovery and intellect, not exactly what I want, unfortunately. Definitely too much intellect, but those are some crazy spikes for sure. Then we have 63, mobility and discipline. Actually not terrible stats here. Like, discipline is always great, and then followed up by mobility is kind of great for the Hunter, but 63 is a bit on the low end here. 65, not spiky at all. No thank you. 65, much more spiky with mobility and then intellect, but then you have recovery and discipline. It's all right here overall. So I think overall the highlight this weekend is probably just going to be like the Artifice Armor. The Hunter one for sure, and even the Titan one is decent. If you are lacking Artifice Armor, could be a great time to pick some up. Guys, that is going to be it for the video. Hope you enjoyed and found this informative. If you did, please remember to help me out by simply rating and especially sharing this video. If you guys want to see more Destiny 2 content similar to this, don't be afraid to slap that subscribe button. If you want to get in touch with me and keep up to date with the latest channel activity, the best way is to follow me on Twitter at RickKakis. That is linked in the description down below. Again, I hope you enjoyed the video, and as always, have a good day.